Okay, so this morning I got delivered pack 15, and as I mentioned, pack 15 will comprise of basically working with the dashboard. We're going to install it in pack 58, as well as the left passenger side panel and a seat belt for that side. To that effect, I've brought over what we have worked on so far with the dashboard. Also, to the side on the floor, I have the interior. I'm very excited to do this, and I'm equally excited to get pack 16, because in pack 16 we'll be putting the other rear panel in, and then we start doing all the wiring, and this one's cool, putting all the interior components into the car, getting everything connected up. I'm excited. So, but that is stage 16 that has been posted out to me. Not sure when I'm going to get it, but until such time as I do, these will cover you. They also sent me another binder because as of this stage, the first binder is full. Well, with the end of this stage, the first binder will be full. Anyways, we will begin with stage 55. Let me get all the pieces out. Okay, now that I have everything set up, we got a few screws in this one. We got GP and HP screws, so I've gone ahead and put those off to the side. In the first stage, we will be taking our currently assembled dashboard. We'll be taking piece 55D, which is the instrument cover, and we'll be placing it over the instrument panel we did in the last stage, and affixing it down with 2 type GP screws. The first one in. And the second. And that's in just like that, which looks great. Okay, so in step 2 it says push the dashboard control buttons, which look like that, into the dashboard housing. Which will end up looking like that, but we need them to be held down with, yet again, 2 more GP screws. Now this is going in at an angle. So from that side, that's how they're looking. See if we can get a good close-up on that. It's just the, looks like the radio and the heating system looking really cool. That's going to bug me, but okay. So with this finished, we then install it right there into the center. And it'll be held in from the back with, you guessed it, GP screws. Obviously I don't want this falling out, so be very careful. Okay, that's holding. Let's begin with the lower of the two. Make sure they're both fairly tight, which they are. So that's how that's looking there. Step 4, we're going to take the shroud here, and this is just going to go over the top, but something doesn't. There we go. That's better. All snaps in. Now, where does this go? Okay, so it doesn't go in this hole right here because there's nothing there. It'll go in. There will be an HP screw going here and an HP screw going there. Right? HP. Okay. Have plenty of those laying around. I'll put the first one right there. Please don't make them tight. They may strip the plastic if you over tighten it. And this one will go right there. Okay, so now that's in. Look at that just taking shape. That's incredible. The final step for stage 55, we take this little piece here, which they're calling the what? The power outlet button. That just fits in that hole there. You see it coming right out the back. Does not need any screwing at all. And with that, that is actually the end of stage 55. So we'll move on to stage 56. Give me a moment to get the parts ready. Okay, so in stage 56, I did not prep myself for this, but I'll just go with the flow as I do. We're going to be assembling the steering wheel. So we have that piece, we have that piece, we have the wheel itself, we have whatever that piece is, and we have the steering rod mechanism. Keep that back there. We also have more HP and GP screws, but I don't need those. We also have some DM screws, which are flanged, so I believe I have enough set up for now. I'll keep those off to the side and I'll add them to the bit later. So the first thing they want us to do is they want us to take the steering column trim and throw the paddle shifters in there. They're going to be held in the recesses by GP screws. Let's grab a couple of those. I know this is going to be tough to see, but I don't possess the best lighting equipment. Hopefully next month for my birthday. And like that, we have the paddle shifters in. Then it wants us to take what we've just made and we're going to insert it just there into the cavity like that. And that will also be held in with 2 GP screws. So I'll get this loaded up and I'll show you where they go in a moment. They are going to be one here. So now that wire is not going to be trapped. And then I'll work my magic with the other one. There we go. Snug as a bug. Now that's in. Now what is it saying? Oh, it doesn't say anything. Okay. Alright, now with that in, I can actually bring up the interior. Boom. Okay. And then this gets fed in so that these little tabs, there's a tab on either side, they get fed through the holes on either side. And this will be attached with 2 type HP screws. And actually, the first one I'm going to put in is going to be right here on top. That's got to stay in. There. Just have a look, see how that's looking. Okay. And then from underneath, right here in the center, something does not look right. Oh, jeez. I don't know which way this is supposed to go. Hang on. Maybe just straight. Maybe I'm just overthinking this. It's just turning now. I might take it out and see what the problem is. I'm going to see what the issue is. Oh, it doesn't look like it's even catching. Okay. Let's see now. Bear with me a moment. Okay, that took a little longer than I anticipated because the screw underneath was not biting. It was just that this whole piece was not properly held in. But they're all fixed now. Everything's good there, locked in. There's locked in. We got a screw in there and we have a screw underneath. I'm going to now turn this way. we have to get this is going to be tough. The steering rod in. How does it go? That's the question. Oh. Ow, 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 ow. That's clever. So it first enters through the back there with the tab facing that way. Then you gotta turn the tab to the right, so 180 from where it was. And then, finally, you get it pushed out through there. That's clever. Because now, I can just fit the wheel . There it is, it just clipped in. And then all I'm doing is in that hole there. Jeez, it's a little tilting. Again, haven't gotten a new tripod. I wonder if that's going to be big. That is too big, okay. So they provide smaller flanged DM screws for that. Okay. Why they don't just call it a different type is beyond me. But that is what it is. Get these out if I don't break the baggie. Come here. Oh yeah, that's much smaller flanged, but it's still just gonna go right into that hole. Okay, that's as tight as I can get it. And as you can see, the wheel turns beautifully, nice and smooth. Smooth, I tell you. You know what? You're broken anyways, come here. I messed the bag up, I'll just grabbed it. Second screw. And you would think that's it for this stage, but we still have this little piece. Now this is going to cover up the screw hole that we have there. And it's just a piece of plastic, I believe. Yep. It's just a blank little piece of plastic with an adhesive backing. So I've peeled the adhesive, and we're just going to line it up, let it There we go. And that is in place there. And that is the end of stage 56. We'll begin stage 57 in a moment. Give me a minute. Alright, and in stage 58 we are going to be working on finishing up the center of the steering wheel, as well as adding a couple of speakers, as you can see off to the side here, to the interior structure as well. First things first, we're going to take this piece here, which has a lot of the steering wheel controls, and you can see you've got two locating lugs here. They'll just fit right in to the wheel. Oh, come on. Let's see why this is not cooperating. There we go. I just had to use a little bit more force than I was anticipating. So now the controls are in. And the last piece we put on the steering wheel is this airbag slash horn cover piece. And that'll just fit its way right in. Again, using more force than I was originally comfortable with, but those are in just like that. Now we're going to take the two speakers, and for the speakers you want the angled side facing towards the middle. So we're going to put the left one in like that. Or the right one, actually. I'm doing this. I'm doing the steps out of order. I don't care. They're pretty much the same. And then right here on the side, we'll just stick that in. So that's going to look like that from the top. Do the same on the left. Another HP screw. Turn the model over. I know I'm doing this off camera, but just another HP screw right there. You can see the tab from the locating lug. And that's both the rear speakers in. And that's the end of stage 57, which we're making great time. It's a very quick issue. I may split up 16 into 4 individuals depending on how busy that one is, but this one was easy enough to do in a single go. So, bear with me, I'll get parts 58 open and we'll start there. Alright, and to start stage 58, we don't need the interior. We just need the parts that were delivered to us. I bring in, we get GP screws in this one. I still have a ton of those. We get this big old piece right here, which is lovely jubbly. Cannot wait to attach that in. We get the belt, the big old fabric seat belt like we saw when we did the rear seats. We also get that piece, which is the seat belt holder. We get 2 little clips, and we also get the little cute buckle as well. First things first, you want to take the clip. There are 2 clips that come in this. One has L1 printed on it. The other has L2 printed on it. This is the one we need first. I'm going to take the end of the belt, feed it through the bottom of L2 and back out through the top slot, so it's like this. Now I'm going to take put all these pieces off to the side right now because this is going to be confusing if I don't. I'm going to take the piece, and on our quarter panel you see it has markers for L2 and L1. L2 is going to go in the area marked for L2. Just like that. And I'm going to take a, oh, you can't see a damn thing. A GP screw. I'm going to line up the hole. And that's going to fit in just like that. Very awesome. Oops, silly me. I did this backwards. Let me get the screw reloaded. They actually want me to put it this way in. Wait. Holding it... Oh. Duh. It wants me to put it through this way, I believe. Yeah, there we go. and then back out through the top. I read it wrong. Reason being is you want to have the loose end on top, like so. Because then what we're going to do is we're going to feed the long strip of seatbelt through this slot, which is actually tougher than it looks. Lovely. That's in. The next bit I can do is holding it this way. I'm going to slide the buckle on. Like so. Then it wants us to take the holder that we have here, and we're going to force the belt through there, and then we're going to then put it through the angled section there. And then, with all that still attached, we're going to feed the remaining seat belt back through our quarter panel. This is going to be a pain in my buttocks. Just because this is fabric, and fabric does not like when you meddle with it too much. Let's see if I can get yeah, I can get the tweezers on this. There we go. So now that's all the way in. Let me get these out the way. And now we get the shoulder strap, the strap holder, and I believe it only goes in one way. Oh, jeez. Screwdriver does not want to hold the screw correctly. That's going to go right there. Okay. I think yep. Now we're going to take part L1. How's that? Yeah, as I throw things around. In through the bottom and out the top. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting quiet. It's just very frustrating and fiddly and pain in the buttocks. This is because I'm going to keep it like that. I can actually trim off some loose end. So we can get that flush. Okay. Does it say it should be loose? It does not. So I'm going to trim off about that much. Just so when I put it into the vehicle, I can like tuck them together. Or when the shell goes over it, at least. Speaking of, as this is a right panel, confusion. this actually fits in right there. With 3 GP screws. Now, this is going to be difficult. Turn you on your side. And hopefully get a decent shot. Okay. Get the first one in. Right there. Then I'll do the one at the base there. Nice. And the final one goes up top. There we go. Okay. And now the front seat belt's in. I'm going to leave it the way that is, so it'll get all held up that way. But yeah, that's the rear panel in. It's 58. Speakers and steering are all completed in this episode. That's awesome. And in stage 16, when we get it, we'll be attaching this, the engine, the front suspension, and the tires all to the chassis there. And it'll start going from the ground up, so to speak. But yeah, that was 15. As I showed you on the back, 16 is on its way. I actually got the delivery confirmation today, which is odd because I only just got this. With Eaglemoss's new, what's the word? Their new warehousing. Things are a little bit screwed up. Like, both this and Pack 2 for the Enterprise were posted out within the same week. Actually, the GTR was posted out first before the Enterprise, and I got the Enterprise first. I think that's coming. That came from Kentucky, and this is coming from Phoenix. So, bear with me. You know, things are still coming. So, until next time, stay frosty.